Hi guys, welcome back to High Yield Intraday Trading. So time for me to share another live trade of mine. So I took three trades guys, JSW Energy, Reliance and DIVISLAB, and the summary for today is I made a total of 159.65% of my total capital. So the capital used was 5,000 rupees and I made 7,982.50 rupees out of that. Alright, so let me move on to the reasons why I took up those three trades. Let me explain it real quick and then I'll take you to the live video. Alright, that I had recorded today. So this is JSW Energy guys. I made an entry at 79.55 here. That was exactly in between R1 and R2, and by seeing the momentum and the volume I was very sure that this was gonna go up further. Okay, now the disclaimer, this was again a pure momentum trade. So any newbies who are into trading, please do not do this. Do not trade in the first 5 minutes of the market open. Do it only if you are experienced. Okay, so the entry was 79.55. I waited for the first candle to close. It was very much positive here. Okay, and the second candle was also green, so I decided to stay back. It crossed R2, which was a positive sign for me, along with good volume and momentum. And finally I decided to book my profit at 80.60 rupees because I did not want it to take any further risk. Okay, now momentum trades are like this guys. It lasts from a couple of seconds to a couple of minutes. Okay, so the main aim is to catch the right move at the right time, wherein it has the right amount of volume and momentum. Jump into the trade, take some decent profits and just come out of the trade. Okay, so the total profit here was 1.05 rupees. So in a 80 rupees stock, if I am earning a profit of more than 1 rupees, it is a big deal for me in intraday. All right, so this was my first trade guys. The second was Reliance. All right, so Reliance, I took an entry at 847.15. I was very much unfortunate because I was not able to trade this move. Okay, but nevertheless I was very sure that it will go up further. My technicals were clearly showing that. Okay, so I made an entry at 847.15. okay, somewhere here. Okay, and to my bad luck, what happened was I had to come out at this candle because I was having some work in the office. I was not able to avoid that, so I had to come out here. So the loss which I booked was 3 rupees 35 paise. So I booked my losses at 843.80. okay, so but if I would have stayed, then you surely see the move, what type of move it gave, right? But anyways, loss is a loss. I cannot take it as a profit. So in Reliance, I booked a loss of 3 rupees 35 paise. All right. Now the last trade, that is DIVISLAB. All right. Let me just maximize this to make it more clearer. Okay. So huge momentum guys. Okay, my technicals were clearly telling me that even if it gave this movement, it will surely go up further. So what I did was I made an entry at 822.95. okay, and I kept a stop loss of around 10 to 11 rupees. So keeping a stop loss of 10 to 11 rupees for 825 rupees stock should not be a big deal. Okay, so but make sure that the technicals are supporting that particular stop loss value. All right, so I took the trade at 822.95, waited for a while here, and I actually thought of booking my profits here at 828, but since the technicals were really strong, I thought of staying back, and it moved up further. Okay, it moved up further and it was making a kind of double top here, so I was quite skeptical whether to, you know, stay in the trade or not. But anyways, again, the volume, the momentum and the other technical things were really supporting the move, so I decided to stay back. Now when the candles, when the stock reached at this time at 1:30 in the afternoon, I was quite skeptical because it was again making a kind of triple top or a double top here. Okay, and this was the R1 that I get here. Okay, so that is, normally we can expect the stock to face a resistance at these levels, right? So finally I booked my profits at 836.95, which is in total 14 rupees profit. Okay, if I would have stayed here, okay, I would have surely got this caught this move as well. Okay, but a 14 rupees move in a 800 rupees stock is more than sufficient in intraday trading. All right, so let me take you to the video here. I will speak whenever it is required. So JSW Energy, the buy entry was at 79.55. I forgot to record the video before I made the entry. Sorry about that again. Okay, HYIT, I'm just opening up to show the charts here. Normally I use TradingView, as everybody know here. So just to make sure that I record the charts in the live video, I am opening Zerodha HYIT here. Right, so in HYIT it was just crossing R2, I believe. Yeah, so that was the time, a good time for me to book my profits, because firstly it is a 79 or 80 rupee stock, and I cannot expect a big move in that. So I was expecting at a max of around 80 or 90 paisa move, but I got 1 rupees 5 paisa move. Okay, so it was for sure a time for me to book my profits. Okay, so this is the time when actually it takes some time to decide a particular number, so that you can take the max gains. So it takes some time, every time it takes some time to decide the numbers. So I settled for 80.60 and it took my trade. Okay, here it is. And if I go to the positions, I was in a profit of 2,520 rupees. Okay, now we'll move on to the next trade, that is Reliance. I'll just keep forwarding the video, guys, wherever it is not necessary. Okay, all right, so Reliance, I took an entry at 847.14. Moving on to the HYIT interface. If you remember, I told you earlier that Reliance was a bad trade for me because I had to come out of the trade because of some office work. So nothing much to show here. The only thing to see is the technicals were right. If I would have been in front of the computer, then I would have stayed back and I would have got another 10 to 12 rupees upward movement, right? So it was a loss. It was a loss of 3 rupees 35 paise. Okay, so I'm booking my losses here right now. I took it in market. Yeah, so it took it for 843.80. That was in total a 3 rupees 35 paise loss, guys. Okay, now the next trade was DIVISLAB. That was the last trade. So the loss was minus 837.50 rupees in Reliance. Next, moving on to DIVISLAB here. Initially I tried to buy 500 quantity, but because of the 5,000 rupees restriction, the capital I had was 5,000, so it was not taking 500 quantity. So I lost some time there, right? It got rejected. So again, I had to re-enter the quantity with 450 shares, and it took it this time. Let me show you here. I thought of again taking the trade for 500, but since it would have wasted more time, I reduced 50 shares and I took it for 450. Okay, market order was the entry, so it took it for it took it at 822.94. Okay, and then if we move on to the HYIT interface here. Okay, now I made off a 1 day chart here for DIVISLAB, guys. There was a solid reason behind that. Normally you never trade with 1 day graph in intraday. Okay, it will not work. Okay, now the reason why, let me pause this video. Yeah, so the reason why I changed it to 1 day was because it this was a point where I was seeing a double top to be formed. Okay, so I was quite skeptical whether it will go up or not, but I was at the same time I was very sure that if it crosses this point, it will fly. Okay, the same thing happened here. So that was the whole reason why I was using the 1-day chart. But the disclaimer for you is, in intraday trading, you never trade with the 1-day chart. Okay, so this was it. So I was just continuously checking my profits and losses. Right now I was in a profit of 2,385 rupees. Okay, it had already given a 5 rupees move, but I was very sure that it will go up further, so I was waiting. Alright, let me forward the video here. Okay. ₹4,860 profit as of now. The cost was 833.75. Still I was sure that it will go up. Again, this was the point where I was deciding what would be the best number to come out of the trade. Took some time here. That's why I forwarded it, and at the same time the Astha Trade mobile app was logged out because I was inactive for 15 minutes, so I had to log in again. Okay, and I finally settled my trade at 836.95. This is the view for the same. Let me forward it a bit. Yeah, 836.95 was the number that I decided. As I said, it always takes some time to decide the number, but at the same time you should also make sure that the momentum is on, or else by the time you decide your number, it might come down as well. Okay, so be sure about it. All right. So this was the exit from DIVISLAB, guys, and my total profit in DIVISLAB was let me let it show up. I don't remember it exactly. Alright, so the profit in DIVISLAB was, okay, it did not take the order. 377 shares were executed by that time. Okay, I had taken 450 shares, so 377 shares were executed at that time. Rest was left over, so I had to wait for them to get executed. Only after that it will be a complete exit. Okay, so let me forward the video a bit here. Alright, so 6,300 was the profit that was derived from DIVISLAB, guys. Okay, so the total profit that I made was 7,982.50 rupees out of a capital of 5,000 rupees, which comes to exactly 159.65% of my total capital. Okay, so this was my today's trade, guys, and yeah, I don't have anything much to say. I don't want to repeat the training stuff once again. You still have some time to go ahead and register for my training if you're interested. Okay, so I will meet you guys tomorrow again. If I get a chance to trade, I will surely record the video and I will come up with my next live trading tomorrow. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for all your time. You all have a good day ahead. Thank you.